Hello everyone and welcome back to another video with Crypto Ninjas. My name is Dale, your guide through this vast crypto universe. Today we are going to revisit Pi Network and giving you some of the current project's updates, especially its price action about 9 months after its mainnet, quote unquote, in February 2025, and whether you should invest in Pi Network now or not. Pi Network is one of the most high profile launches in 2025, not because of its revolutionary approaches or innovating and amazing technologies, but rather a loud community overinflating token price prediction with nothing real to actually back it up. As of late November 2025, the price of Pi Network is right now sitting at about 24 cents, and it keeps printing new lows, as you can see. What about the trading volume? Well, a miserable $64 million on CoinMarketCap in 24-hour volume, and by the time I'm making this video, it's actually at about $50 million. So the trading volume keeps decreasing. That means less and less people are interested in buying and selling the token. This number is disappointing when you compare it to other projects with even lower market cap. So what's going on with Pi Network? Well, let's get into it. But before we get into the video, make sure to use our Binance Alpha referral code for 20% off of a trading fees for life. Thank you very much. First, let's give credits where credit is due, okay? There are reasons why several millions of people are still holding and still tapping that lightning button and signing in every day, checking in every single day. Now, for one, because Pi is genuinely the easiest crypto project that I have ever seen that anyone has ever joined. What I mean by that is all that you need to join Pi and mine the Pi token is basically a phone and an internet connection. It basically costs $0 in terms of electricity. When you compare that to Bitcoin mining, for example, you need an insane amount of investment initially to buy hardwares, and then you have to pay monthly power bills. So that is why the majority of the Pi Network community, about probably more than 80% of them, are just factory workers, average students, your average stay-at-home housewives or parents who don't have thousands of dollars to throw at a coin, okay, and to invest in a mining rigs that they don't even know how to operate. To them, Pi Network feels like a free lottery ticket, right? So why not just tap a couple of times per day, watch a couple of ads? It costs basically zero, nothing, and in the future, you might earn back thousands of dollars. Second, a huge chunk of the community still has a blind faith in the founder of Pi team, especially Dr. Nicholas. They see the Stanford background, they see his insanely technology understandings, and they read the white paper. Probably some of them read the white paper, or at least they heard it from other groups, and they really truly believe in the visions and that this token Pi Network will become the people's currency and that it will overtake Bitcoin and any other assets, or at least digital assets, in the whole wide world. The final reason, and I think this is responsible for the community of Pi Network, and that is the community themselves. Pi Network has one of the strongest armies that I have ever seen in the entire crypto space. If you go back about 3 to 4 years ago when Pi Network has just started for 1 or 2 years, then I bet you the Pi armies is probably even stronger than the Bitcoin or Ethereum believers at that time. So that's how crazy it is. Everybody was shouting Pi, Pi, Pi. They were going on conventions, they were going on meetups in local communities, like in different countries, especially in the Asian communities, right? They were super strong there. There are Facebook groups, Telegram group chats that people just self-motivate each other up, self-inflate the token price up. And they are led to believe by themselves probably that the Pi Network was going to mainnet very soon, and they're going to be listed on the biggest exchanges in the world, and the price was going to be phenomenal, right? So get your Pi right now and get it as many as you can, or you will be late. But, you know, again, we've seen that since 2021, and then years after years, finally in 2025, about 4 or 5 years later, we finally see Pi opening its mainnet and list its token on exchanges. And, you know, by this time, People, basically said to themselves like, hey, we have invested this amount of time for years now. Why not just, try for another 1 or 2 years until it's mainnet, right? We go this far, why should we stop now? So those are the kind of mindsets that put Pi in the position where it is right now. Do you still have faith in Pi Network? Comment down below. Now, let's talk about what actually happened in 2025, the major updates. Because honestly, I feel like these updates even made things worse, not better. Okay, so the first update is in 2025, in May. The co-founder, Nicholas Kokelis, he made a rare public appearance in an event called the CoinDesk Consensus 2025 in Toronto, Canada, right? But he said that he's not there to talk about technology. He was there to talk about trust. Together, they are building not just a cryptocurrency, but a global ecosystem. So it's normal that the Pi network investors or users would expect that he would talk, about Pi network at length, okay? Or at least, share his plans regarding the Pi network project and roadmap after the token listing, right? 3 months after. But no, okay? He rarely mentioned Pi network at his speech, but he rather focused on the blockchain and the AI topics or whatever it is. So the community, as you can see, was very disappointed, which resulted in a sharp decline of the Pi price after his public appearance. Look at that, right? In May 2025, after he made a public appearance, boom, it went heavily down. Then in early October 2025, on October 1st to October 2nd, Dr. Cheng Diao Fan, I'm sorry if I butcher her name, one of the two founders of Pi Network, was reported to be a speaker at the Token 2049 event in Singapore. However, again, people, eyes were glued to the screen, waiting for some news about the Pi Network project, the plans, the roadmap. And me personally, I also think that at this point, she has to say something. You know what I mean? Being the co-founder and all, she has to give updates on whatever it is. But again, she did not mention much about Pi in the discussion. Okay, she again focused on only the speaker, topic, and only mentioned a little bit of Pi at the beginning. The clip of her speaking is published on YouTube, so feel free to check that out. I'm going to leave the link down in the description as well if you want to check it. This once again made the community absolutely upset. And, as you can see, that also resulted in a sharp decline of the token price. Look at that, right? October 1st, October 2nd. After that, a couple of days later, it dropped heavily on October 11th down to about 15 cents. Now it has recovered a little bit, but yeah, as you can see the effect. So the core Pi team members only made 2 public appearances throughout the year after the token listing, and both time the price went down. So you can clearly see, people are starting to lose faith in the team. The second major update from the Pi team is this one right here. Pi Network Ventures announces the first investment ever in OpenMine. Partnering up and investing in OpenMine, they create a shared intelligence layer that enables robots to collaborate and learn collectively in a decentralized ecosystem. This complements Pi's vision for the future of blockchain and AI, where decentralized infrastructure and supports open innovation and equitable participation. Now, I personally don't think that it's going to have that major effect in the Pi Network project and the Pi token price in general, right? Again, not just an investment. So if they make money, the money is going to be poured back into the ecosystem. Probably, I don't know how the team is gonna use the funds collected. But yeah, again, it did not drive the price up too much. The news was announced in late October, and as you can see, yeah, it went sideways a little bit and went up. So maybe it might have some effects, but it's not really clear at the moment. If you scroll down and scroll through all of the blogs and updates of Pi Network, the one thing that you see is, yeah, sure, they have a bunch of updates when it comes to the app, like Pi App Studio updates, Pi Node version update, a KYC checks, probably good news. But at the end of the day, there is no news and updates about mainnet, like what is going on right now. Okay, the token has been live for 9 months right now, but the network is still closed source. It's not open source. There is no public token burn schedule. The token has been minting in the wild a lot, right? I'm gonna update you on the token mints as well. No clear roadmaps and no updates from the team. Okay, 6 years in, and we're still waiting for the same promises. Okay, so that's the kind of question that I believe got even the OG team member or pioneers leave the project. Okay, and the last update that I would like to give out to you guys is about the Pi monthly token unlocks. Okay, right now it's November 2025, and the amount to be unlocked is about 47 million tokens left, which is worth at about $11.3 million at current price. And in December, and as you can see, in January, February, a few months from now, the token mint is over 100 million tokens in a month, per month. And that comes out to be about 43, $30 million. I still don't see any clear token burn schedule or whatever. So that's just simple logic. Tokens being minted out of thin air every month, like millions of them, dozens of millions of them, but there is no clear buying power. There's no clear roadmap. There's no clear utilities, right, to offset that sort of token mint. If they don't have any, buying power or utilities, then there should be like a token burn, right? But it's not even up here. So again, the token is going to be inflated. It needs to be deflated, but we haven't seen that from the project. Now that leads me to the final part of this video, that is whether you should buy Pi at this price or not. I am not a financial advisor, as a disclaimer. Just take this video as a grain of salt. You make your own investment decisions and whatnot. Okay, so yeah, keep that in mind. So looking at the technical analysis of things, as you can see right here, Pi Network has formed a pretty nice bottom frame, since October, and it has broken out of the trend line right here. So that sort of indicates the next move to be an upwards movement. All right, to what range? Well, the next target that I'm heading to is about 34 cents from this price. So that's about a 50% increase in terms of token price. If you were to purchase Pi Network right here, about a 40 to 41%, not 50. I'm sorry. Okay. However, as you can see in the previous runs, Pi Network also formed a pretty nice bottom right here, right? Since August to about September, but then it broke through that range, and now it's heading down to lower lows, right? And so yeah, we have to see what this moves indicates. If the price of Pi would, in a 1-day chart, by the way, were to close above this box, then that could means that the price could go up a little bit to the next resistance, which is right here. But if it fails to break through this box, then we might be heading sideways or even lower than 20 cents, which could be like 15, 14 cents. Okay. Now, what do I think? Like, do I think that it's going to break out, or do I think it's going to break down? Okay. Now we have to look at several factors. First, the general crypto market is not good right now. Okay, Bitcoin is bleeding, as you can see right here. It has been bleeding for days, for weeks, even 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of consecutive red candles. Okay, one of the craziest dump that we've ever seen in Bitcoin price. And I think personally that Bitcoin could break further down to about $60,000 to $70,000 range. It even could reach the 50,000 range. Okay, which is this support right here. Okay, and when that happens, all the crypto will bleed. Okay, it's not looking good for just only Pi, but for general crypto market. Okay, so you need to keep that in mind. If that happens, Pi Network may even go down further to about 10 cents. Now, what about in the general side of things, in a logical side of things? Well, me as an investor, I don't see Pi has any clear future at the moment. Again, there is no roadmap. There is no meaningful ecosystem updates that can actually move the token price. Sure, some app updates, whatever, okay, investment in different projects, but that does not drive the token price. Even the founders making the public appearances, it could not drive the token price. That means the faith of the people in Pi Network is getting more and more fatigued. And if you guys don't remember, Pi Network is basically operating on faith, okay? And if that faith it's not stable anymore, then so is the price. It's not going to be stable anymore. So that's it. Also, Pi network, there's no, in terms of a burning mechanism, there's no burning at the moment inside, right? But the minting is crazy. Every month, millions of dollars being minted out, all right? And we don't even know how the team's going to use it. Transparency, there's no transparency, whatever, okay? Because the network, even though they call it mainnet, it's not even an open mainnet. It's still a closed mainnet. You know what I mean? It's not public source, open source. So it's still very close. So we don't know when it comes to transparency. And so those are the reasons. There is no utilities. That's the final reasons. Okay, there's no clear utilities for the token. Again, it's not even open mainnet. So you cannot use the token for anything. Okay, sure, there are a bunch of shops, D-apps on shops that you can buy, different things with the token, but who actually uses it? To be honest with you, I've never seen anybody use that shop before to buy stuff. So it's not, even though it's a real utility, it's not a good utility, to get the token price to pump up. So because of those 5 reasons, I don't think that Pi price is gonna perform well in the future. So yeah, my take on Pi network and whether you should buy or not is no. Okay, please don't buy into Pi network unless the team fixes everything. Okay, so yeah, that's my take on it. Thank you very much for watching this video about Pi network. Let me know what you think in the comments. If this video helps you, please like and subscribe to CryptoNinjas for more contents like this, and I'll see you in another video. Okay, daily out.